There it is. That's a good example.
You've lost 1.77 shots on a tour player. Now that's actually normal. Point where, like, that's mental.
Listen, I'm just like you guys looking up stuff online and I was trying to learn.
Better, Dave.
Yeah, that was good.
Give this technique to somebody who doesn't have the skill level of Dave, they could easily play off a 15, 18 handicap.
I agree. Welcome back to episode 3 of Chase the Open. Today we're getting a golf lesson, something I haven't done in a very, very long time. Even when I was playing years ago, I didn't take that many golf lessons, but I try and help myself. But sometimes it's nice just to have somebody outside looking in. So that's today. It's early Sunday morning. Gonna show you in a second who it is. Some of you have already guessed it. Let's have a look. Oh, and here he comes. He just sent me a picture in Starbucks. I hope he's got me a coffee. Okay, golf lesson time. Some of you may know my brother. He's actually a golf coach. He's not just my brother I'm bringing out for a golf lesson. So Phil's a PGA Pro. I'll link his channel and all his socials and stuff as well. He's going to help me out. Has done over the years. When I was playing, he would periodically help me out when I was struggling, which was quite a lot. So Phil is here today, going to work with me on some of these issues that I know I have, but I just get a bit lost on fixing them. So will we get started?
Just get into it.
All right.
Right, we'll do a 10-shot test.
Yep.
Even at the pylon, yeah?
Yep, straight at it.
Right, if we do, how far does 7-iron go?
160, 165.
Used to go a lot further than that.
I did.
Right, 160, 165.
Those are good ones too.
Let's do a 10-shot test. I'm going to add that distance in.
Okay.
You're going to have 10 shots at it.
Yep, and I'm not really, it's good though, I'm not fully...
No, it's good, yeah, 'cause you're not warmed up yet. We'll see
That's when the faults come out.
We'll see what the test brings up.
Okay.
See what's happening. Good thing about this is also it's going to give us a couple of different, like, sort of pin ideas, if you like.
Yeah.
So pylon's the target. You've got 165.
Middle-ish.
Can't go left of the pylon, really. You got a better room right of it.
That's good because there's a bush over on the left too. Good for line, that'll be short though, I think.
Okay.
That's that wee toey one I get.
So what is the... Let's see where this one's coming up. Yeah, a little bit short.
Yeah.
Okay though, I mean
short.
you're 33 feet from the pin. You've hit a 10-yard short.
Toed, a bit toey.
Good line though. Right, 164. So we'll put this in your kind of stock 7-iron yardage.
Yeah.
What about what's the miss? What are you seeing in the course that you like are aware of or afraid of almost?
Used to always be left, but I'm very reluctant. I know the face closed, so I always hold everything. Toe strikes, definitely.
Okay.
Miss to the right. Not usually mega. I can get if I don't manage it, but yeah, that would be it. Everything sort of draws. I like the thought of a fade. I try and fade everything basically.
Straight shots of fade for you basically?
A straight shot's like a little draw.
So basically, for context, I've played, 14 holes or something with you in the last few weeks?
Yeah.
So I've seen a little bit, but like, haven't seen loads of you playing.
No.
And you played alright, to be fair. I haven't played horrendous.
No, I haven't been, but I just know that's... Like, I have my notions of what it is, and then... But it's definitely a miss right, a leak, where I feel kind of in here, and then I'm trying so hard not to flip it.
You just want to hit it left?
Shove it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to hit it left.
So you brought in a bit of a right miss?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Let's see, you have 164, it's your stock one again.
This is a better strike.
Good. What is, like, I know you said it referenced toe strike, but what's a maybe not good contact ground-wise?
Generally, like, that's never really, thankfully, been an issue. Like, I'm maybe catch the odd one, a hair heavy, I know I caught the first one, but generally that's very rare that I would misstrike it and like fat it or even thin it.
163 pins tucked on the right.
What'd that last one go?
Last one went 167.
Okay, yeah, that was a good shot. Okay. thin after me saying it's good.
You saying the strike's great.
Yeah.
Don't really mishit it that much. Right. Probably a bit right that one as well. Yeah, come up short. Hit it 152.
Yeah.
Okay, 161 is this one.
Okay. Where's that pin? It's okay.
Back, middle back. 161. You just don't want to go past 161 here.
And that might be because that was a good hit.
That was a good hit.
Try to take a bit off it.
What about areas of the game, strong points, weak points right now, as I feel like? Wedge play, mid irons, long irons, driver.
Okay, good. Wedge play.
That was
right.
pumped, by the way, it was 172.
Yeah, and I tried to hit that easier. Probably just find the middle of the face.
165 is the next one.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Stronger. So driving, it's definitely gotten better. Like the other day, I was out. And that was the first time I played really well because I did hit like every fairway. It's amazing how much easier golf is with that. Iron play, okay. As I get closer, the wedges, we looked a bit at the pitching, and that's actually helped me. So pitching's getting there. Those mid-range wedges aren't good. It's like I have to hit everything fuller.
I was going to say, yeah.
Because I know that in the downswing I'm not where I need to be. So if I say I have full speed, I feel like I can fix that. But on a shorter swing, I can't.
So if you need a 73-yard carry shot,
yeah,
with like a wedge that you're trying to feel it in there,
yeah,
what happens?
It's very 9 times out of 10 if I don't get it right, I'll go long.
Okay.
The ball comes out hot.
Yeah.
Because I don't have that confidence to shorten the swing. Because as I say, the longer I get it, the more time I have to get it back to where it needs to be. I think so. The shorter ones are harder.
Okay.
So that's.
And these are the sort of questions that, like, if people are watching at home, they need to be asking themselves.
Yeah, exactly. See, to me, that would have gone more right. Wind's pushing that a bit. That was a leaky right in my feelings.
So that's got you 165. You hit a 164.2. You're in the 11 feet, and you gained 0.15 strokes on a tour player.
There we go.
It's not bad.
Very hard on myself.
165 again. Pin is, you've no rim right or left. You gotta hit a golf shot.
Yeah, this one?
Yeah, you better rim past the pin, to be honest. If you've gone it past it, you're on the green.
Okay.
You're good. Short's no good.
Also, something to just point out, really random. If you're practicing on grass and hitting, like, do clean your grooves because it makes such a difference.
Oh, massive. Yeah.
For
the wet golf balls and wet grooves are.
And then they get kicked up with mud after a few shots, and then the ball doesn't fly the same.
And what you can do if you're like me and Dave, you can clean your club on this trouser leg.
Yep.
So that's more your right one?
That's the right one.
Okay. Yeah, so the right comes out a wee bit short.
Does, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So still 165. Yeah, it's just front right. 165. You've got, it's middle pin.
They make these greens small on track, man.
They really do. Like, it's when they do these tests with people, they're amazed at like how much they hit that green. Thankfully, the greens aren't quite like that in reality.
You hit all these ones, you're good. It's just coming in now. It's warming up.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's it. Like, 159, slightly short right, and lose a bit, push.
Okay. Right. Let's see.
There it is. That's a good example. That is it.
That's the shot.
That is the one. That's the one that's plaguing me. So it's good you get that in video. It's like I've done that on purpose.
Yeah, that is. It just flares right, doesn't it?
It does, and then if you throw that in...
Because you're not actually then actively releasing the golf club, that's not shaping back towards the target.
No.
So it's staying the same distance away or moving further away.
Exactly.
It's never coming back online.
No, and that's bad.
So now, you look at that pin now for you, what you've just referenced, that's a tricky pin. This pin is hanging off the right edge of the green.
Yeah, so in this case, well, you're going to get a video from the
Yeah.
front, aren't you? I'll not mess. I'll just hit normal like I would.
Okay.
Because in that case, I'm sort of way weirdly comfortable with being so open and trying so hard.
Okay.
So it's taking that one that went right but started left.
Get you.
You know?
Okay.
And I've played good with that, but I don't feel like that's the fix, because all I'm doing is just masking an issue. It's good. You're seeing all my bad ones. It'd be worse if I stood up and flushed everyone, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. So.
Yeah. So even just like for you, your really good shot's really good. Your proximity to the hole and not such a good shot's too far away.
Yeah.
It's got to tighten up the not so good shot.
Yeah.
Because your accuracy wise is good when you're controlling the face.
Yeah.
You know, whenever you'll have obviously like yourself, I'm sure you get spells in the course where you just go out and go, I have it for like
100%.
and then you throw in a miss right with a driver, or miss right with a club, and then you're okay. Last shot.
No, that's right. Yeah, that's right. It just feels manipulated, you know, and I don't. That's why I don't like that.
Do you do anything in setup
better.
to kind of feel like it is in your head? Everything's got to feel like pretty straight, stock, falling right, fadey bias. Is that what it is?
That's 100%.
So when you set up, do you do anything in your setup to try to promote like that sort of fade bias?
Yeah, I would probably generally keep the ball a bit more forward, because I know the more back it gets, the more right the path's gonna go.
Yep.
Then I do set up with a lot of foot flare to help me get through, and I probably try and open myself up a touch, everything I can to try and
anything
go
like
left.
shaft alignment at address.
Shaft alignment. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of lean again. Everything's just more lean forward, more draw potential.
Yeah, so you got the shaft pretty neutral, which is, you got the ball slightly forward, handle neutral, so that's just fade bias player straight away.
Yeah, and that's
what
everything
you're
that
thinking?
I've done.
Right.
Because I think at the end of the day too, growing up, if a draw is done the right way, yes, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, a draw is played, and I can draw and sling it great, and I've had periods where I'm like, do you know what, I'm just going to draw the ball, and I'll do like 3 holes, these lovely big sweeping draws.
Yeah.
And then one time I don't square that face, and it's way more right, and then I overcook it. So my draw is very flippy, relies a lot on that.
Old school.
And whereas it's not the true draw. And if I could hit a true draw, great, with the face being less of this, be brilliant. But so everything I do is like swing left, hold the face.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So.
Right. Look at the summary of shots. Right, so your summary is that you've hit 10 shots. You've lost 1.77 shots on a tour player. Now that's actually normal. There's not too many people that are going to gain on a tour player. That's why we're here and not on tour.
Exactly.
Okay, so you've hit...
Well, there's
4 centered pins. You've hit 75% of them right. Back left pin, 1 long, 1 short. 1 long, 1 short from a back right pin. 2 short and right. So you're seeing there the predominant thing that is happening. It's more of a right miss. The right miss generally is a shorter miss as well.
Yeah, because the open face.
So you're seeing that and going, okay, well, it's kind of showing up. We've tested you to see what's happening, and what you're describing is pretty much what we're seeing here.
Which, by the way, people, if you're going for a golf lesson and you can describe everything that's happening, it makes things so much easier.
Yeah,
but that is, and it doesn't always, like sometimes people say, oh, I could have stood up there and missed everything left, but that just is true to my miss, which is good.
In the sense of actually doing something like this, like a test where we're actually seeing how you perform under a little bit more pressure rather than just hitting golf balls at a random target.
Yeah, because I'm aware of that pin and where it is. It feels like I'm on a course hitting a shot rather
You're practicing like you play.
Yeah,
than just
and I'm not just winging into the
emotions. So that's a good test for us, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I guess what we're looking at is you saying that that's what you're seeing on the golf course.
Yep.
We got to alleviate that. So we know pretty much from golf coaching what we do, we know the face is obviously open for the ball to stay at the right hand side.
Yeah.
So we're looking at trying to see, your idea is to alleviate that shot. We're trying to get rid of that shot. So if we look at a couple of things, let me just make sure we got this at the right point. I'll change to that. So I guess we're looking at this from a point of view of seeing. I'm looking at it thinking I see that the shaft handle rises through strike.
Yeah.
Which gets the toe down, which can get the toey strikes, etc.
Yep.
So I'm looking at this and thinking, okay, let's look at it, break it all down. Imagine, I know what's happening in the golf swing, but let's see, imagine that we've never even seen the golf swing before.
Yeah.
Takeaways bang on. Obviously takeaway. And we said at the start, a little bit less handle lean, favouring the ball slightly further forwards in the stance is more fade bias. Like if you want to hit your draw shot, for example, you're instinctively going to put the ball back here and you're going to have the handle more there.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what you're going to do.
That's what I do for the draw.
So, checkpoints, reference points, I guess we all know. Sole of club, spine, nailed that. Doesn't really get much better than that from a takeaway point of view.
After the amount of reps I've done on that, it should be good.
Then we go on, okay, at P3, shaft, left arm parallel to the ground, we're just inside the golf ball. Classic position that a lot of tour players are going to be. You'll see that's a big one. So when we get back to lead arm parallel. Okay, so very, very good so far.
Yep.
Top of the backswing now.
Yeah.
We get here and we go, right, this is perfect. This is like every tour player you'll see, it does this. What changes is we're looking for the hand path to work a little bit more this direction. And we see that we kind of lift that more.
Big time.
So now we lift it. We also we lose a little bit of that trail wrist extension, which is just simply referring to the trail wrist. Move those lines. You'll see a lot of players have more extension. So I guess the right palm would face more to the sky. Our right palm's facing more forwards, which is then creating a slightly more open face.
That's boke. Like I know that. Like, that thing is yeah.
The lift and the cup with the extension, I would really want that. I would want this, like here, hands here, club here. It needs to be wider and stronger club
and that face needs to be.
I think there, what's happened is it's getting narrow, which means I think in a downswing you're going to pull. You have no space here. It's so narrow on the way down. You can see how tight that is. Okay, you're going to be. I mean, we really need to get that club further away from us. You actually don't want lag. People love lag.
I know, and do you know where this goes? It's so mad. Like, it just goes way back to, like, Golf Monthly or whatever it was back when I'm like 12 and Sergio's like stick it in your pocket. Yeah. I'm like, sweet, and I hit a couple of class ones and then I run with that and it's just too narrow.
Sergio's amazing at that, but there's not many Sergios out there that have the world-class ability to do that and time that and sequence that and do what he does. So I would say they're at the very top of the backswing before we change direction. So it overruns.
Yep.
If the wrists are in a better position, I think if the wrists are stronger, the right arm for me also, I think the right arm, it slightly retracts a little bit, kind of goes too far.
Touch, yeah, like behind.
Yeah, I think it gets behind you. I would think that the golf swing at this point is now behind you, and basically the 0.3, 0.25 seconds you've got to get back to the golf ball. You have a few things to organise. You got to get the club face oriented, so that's coming down a little bit more on the open side. So obviously if the club's coming down open, a player's got to close it quite quickly. And you know you don't want to do that. You're really good at that for the most part.
Yeah.
But you can't really do that. I guess under the gun, playing an event card in your hand, you know rightly that will break down.
Yeah, which is coming soon.
Yeah, you know rightly that becomes too much of this, and then again, for the most part, you can react really well to it because you're skillful and you're a good player. So, right arm's got way too much fold in it.
Yeah. Like
massively got too much fold. If we get back here, I mean, that right arm's got to be less bend.
Yeah, I think
too many angles.
Like, tour players never pass 90. And Rory's, I think, 69 from that perspective.
Creating a wider radius of the golf swing. So then from here, what's going to happen is when you get back down to P5, so when that left arm gets back to parallel again, you're dumping that club. Sorry, skipped too far. So you get that club back on plane. Again, we know, good player. But we're coming down here, and all these angles that we're creating with the arm, probably the slightly longer swing with the wrist maybe overhinging a little bit, getting slightly cuppy. You got to get rid of all that. You got to orientate the wrist angles, get the arms back out in front. Everything's got to change here very, very quickly. Then we come down into impact, where we're swinging down pretty much on the plane line.
Yeah, and it generally gets a bit steep to me sometimes. Yeah. But again, that would be backswing as well. And
again, that's the narrowness we have here. I mean, if you think about the angles of the golf ball, what can happen? Angles of the golf club, sorry. you need to get rid of that. Like, I don't know how much time you have, but there's probably like 0.1 seconds to get rid
from
of
this
that.
point.
Yeah, to get rid of this.
Yeah.
To get down, to throw it, to square it, and then get back to impact. And as we say, you're obviously really good at it, right? But you can just see the club working down, and then there's my big thing. Look at the shaft, how it's changed.
It's very high.
The shaft has now got to the point where it's got really vertical. You then have the right hand operating. You've got a little bit of separation on the right side, which is obvious because it's going to go that way more.
So why my hand actually comes all like this when I come through.
Yeah, so the shaft standing up. Now when the shaft stands up, just for reference for people seeing this, when you stand the shaft up more this way, that helps make the loft point more this way.
Yeah.
So that again is if your face is coming down like that and you don't want to flip it and you stand it up, it's helping you stop hitting the left.
It is,
Good
yeah.
player.
Loft points right, not leading edge necessarily.
Yeah. So
which is why when I hit on TrackMan and I don't, if I hit that leaky one, it doesn't show up as like a 6-degree open face.
Yeah.
Because it's the tilt of the club.
So when you get the golf club and you tilt the handle up, you're putting the loft more to the right hand side. If anyone's been for a club fitting, you'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So then it's a case of hands having to react, club face just really over rotates, and it gets you to a point where like that's mental.
That's like whenever I was playing and practicing loads, I had that thing just like so stable through there, and I was like, and that's just but I can't do it because of the way it comes down here. I have to use that.
You know, because if you now, and for people who are looking at your own golf swing, if I'm looking at Dave's golf swing here, and he's literally throwing up in his mouth right now because he sees this. But what he knows and I know is if we take that out, it just goes off the planet, right?
Yeah, you got to fix earlier.
So you gotta. That's not the actual thing we're trying to fix. That's just showing us that something prior to that has been out of shape, and he's down rectifying it with this move.
Yeah, and that's where just like this years and years and this, I guess, skill and coordination. That's just me reacting.
Yeah, and you can't fix that, which is the compensation.
No.
You gotta fix the root cause, and which is the same as all the people who swing over the top, and you're trying to fix you over the top, not realizing your club face is open, so you have to be over the top.
Yeah.
So you gotta fix the root cause, not the actual compensation. So there's the right hand climbs a little bit too quickly, and we're making you sound like you're a 24 handicapper, which no offense, 24 handicappers, but you're not.
No, I know.
Right. So you're actually a really high level player, but for me, it's got to get wider.
Yep.
The club face has got to get stronger.
Big time.
And then you got to be feeling like you've got insane amount of width in the downswing, like the radius of your swing is so wide that we're kind of using the body a lot more. And I think the big thing will be, I know you've used Pro Sender, but Pro Sender's brilliant. I would like to use Pro Sender, but also talk about the right arm and then making some swings that feel insanely wide.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, so wide, no wrist action, no hands, no wrist hinge in the backswing, basically.
Yep.
No arm fold, 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock swings, 7 iron in hand, just trying to hit a little normal sort of flighted golf shot, right?
Yeah. And this is why as well, then, with all that stuff you said, is why I struggle with the shorter shots then.
100%.
You know, I can't save that face the way I can at full speed.
Okay, so loads of trainer aids available. We are not endorsed by Pro Sender, but if you do want to, you know, throw a bit our way, we'll happily oblige.
No problem.
So Pro Center, you've obviously seen Dave using it before. I'm sure he's got lots of videos. If you haven't, he will link them and show you.
Yeah, I've got one there, which is good. It still helps a lot of people understand how to use it.
And this sort of stuff's great. I think what the reason Dave asked me to help him is because he's very knowledgeable about the golf swing, but when somebody else is showing you what to do and telling you what to do, it kind of gets you into a different sort of frame of mind.
Yeah, it does.
So what I want you to do with this one is just hold it in your right hand only. Hold the club in your right hand only, right? So I'm thinking about the right wrist structure and the right arm structure, shoulder, elbow, and wrist, okay?
Yeah.
If you made a backswing and just went maybe 2/3 backswing, shoulder height backswing, I kind of want to feel like your shoulder and your elbow and your wrist is more like this.
Yeah,
right?
I can feel that it's strengthening the face.
Yeah, so the face is stronger. Basically, Dave would be more here, and the face would get open. He'd be more bent this way, the swing gets narrower, and then it creates more of a hinge, and he gets a bit long this way. So we can create that stronger structure in the right arm. Just where the club face is, if you were to swing down to the golf ball, just to match the face up at impact, notice what would happen. Just slowly work it down. So you'll probably see from Dave's tilts as well, how he stays in his shoulder tilt, how the right arm gets more in front of his body, and particularly then from here, right elbow has travelled farther across his midline instead of getting a little bit more that way. Yeah. So you pop the left hand on from there and just carry it on through 3-4 feet. So there's the stability in the club face. So I genuinely think it's about making your swing wider, shorter and stronger in the face with the right arm. Forget everything else, because your body responds completely differently anyway if the right arm's different. So you need to not let
way more open there too.
Yeah. You need to not let this right arm, over flex. You need to not let it do this too much, because you kind of twist around here, and occasionally that gets you a little bit tilty and makes you slide forwards a little bit, and then you get the bottom of the swing in the right place by kind of sliding, and then you're dumping the handle a wee bit more.
Yeah, and I've always got I guess mixed up in my own thoughts. You know, you look at your swing differently than you look at a student's swing, but where I have that, you think it's a flying right elbow, it's not. I'm this way.
Yeah,
you know,
it is that way, and it gets you to like over rotate that upper spine, let's say, which creates a little bit of extension in your spine.
Yeah, I get too much this way.
Yeah, so you get a little bit of extension. So if the extension just meaning that the spine is more here, so the chest gets high, you just lean forwards a little bit, and you're kind of on top of it. And then if you're doing a bit of that
to save it,
it's hard.
Yeah,
right. So the exercise I want you to do is literally taking the club to, let's say 6 o'clock and the clock faces here, 12 o'clock's behind you.
Yep.
9 o'clock's here. 3 o'clock. I want you to match it to 3 o'clock on the follow through.
9 to 3.
9 to 3. This has literally got 0 degrees of wrist hinge.
Yeah.
You just keep it in the cradle and you rotate it with your body all the way through, right? So we're going to give no wrist hinge. Make it as wide as you can. I want it to feel like more like this.
Yeah.
As wide as you can get it. Keep this space and just rotate through impact from there, right?
So you're thinking, or just one motion?
Let's go pause if you like. Yeah, go pause.
Just to feel
so go to the backswing, hold it there. Yeah, that's where I want it, right? As wide as you can get it. You stay in your angles and you just rotate through there. It's the same distance on the follow through. Okay, so good here. Didn't quite match it up in the follow through because you got a little bit of.
You feel I wanted to do that,
throw, right?
Yeah.
So let's make sure. And if you are working on we're talking on the clock face, which is really good for working on your wedges, your distance control. So if you want to do 9 to 3 with your wedges, make sure that you match the 9 o'clock to the 3 o'clock. Don't overrun it, otherwise you're going to lose the ability to control distance.
Okay, so then I'll be pauser because I definitely felt I wanted to. Okay.
Show me through swing, trace it all the way through to the follow through. Keep the shaft below that. Right?
Yep.
That's what I want you to feel. So it should feel like the body's having to work seriously hard here. Better?
It's closer there.
And the shot we're trying to hit's just a little flighted, pretty straight one. Sorry, I put it on the wrong bit for you.
You can give me a good lie. You got tea?
Right, if I held this here, it would freak out a bit, but...
Let's just feel first. Sense.
Yeah.
Better, you definitely feel it wants to just, it's trying, but I'm not trying not to let it.
Look at it from more down the line. Let's see you do it from down the line up. So what's the sense of this? Give me what's in your head, your thoughts, your feelings when you do this?
Always just right arm staying really straight, bending the right wrist back.
Yeah.
And as a result, that's keeping the face.
Yeah. See
instead of that.
See the radius of your hands? I'd like you to think about the radius of your hands being a little bit more here, 3 strike here.
Yeah.
Rather than letting it come
that way.
Too close. Mm-hmm. I think feeling that, because then what you're doing is, if you reference yours, if we get Dave into this environment here where we're narrow and we're kind of doing this a lot, we're going to get quite steep with the shaft, obviously, with reference. And if you think of the bottom of the golf swing, it's going to get quite steep. Whereas if we're wider with the radius, we're taking the bottom, so the bottom of the circle of the golf club is going to be quite shallow. Yeah. We're going to be able to shallow out the attack angle a little bit. Yeah. And not be quite so...
And that's where, again, with the wedges, when I hit those wedges, even down to chipping, where I get steep, ball speed gets high, and it's just not good for...
This is what I think, though, is whenever we said at the start, whenever you get a 70-yarder and it's a little bit of a finesse-y type shot, and you're coming down a little bit steep, and then you got to react to that, you're going to throw a bit of speed at the bottom, you're going to struggle to hit a 70-yard shot. Yeah. It's going to jump off the face a little bit too fast.
Yeah, it is.
Whereas if you're wide to wide, the bottom of the swing's nice and shallow, you can actually just control it by differential of the backswing. Yeah. Longer, shorter, tempo, rhythm, still the same.
kind of think of like just pictures, and you don't think about like a Xander or something. You know, he's very what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
A good video of him.
Absolutely. The way Jason Day would kind of pitch as well.
Yeah, well, I love his.
Yeah, the way he would do that. So, right arm's brilliant. Keep it go again. Yeah, so it's like literally as wide as you can get here.
Yeah.
Don't get that any closer. You got to keep it wide. So the bottom of the swing's wide and shallow, and you can turn through it.
I'll do one more freezer and then.
Yep. Good.
It felt better.
I like that, you see?
Yeah. I like that. How far did I go? Oh my god, that's what everybody does.
That went 106 yards.
It's like hit it 50 yards, just do it nice and slow, and then boom, 180.
That's
okay.
true.
Right, well, we'll try one without the
I think
the
we'll
freeze.
try one without the freeze this time.
Oh, do you know what I was saying? Just when you were talking there about the width. Listen, I'm just like you guys looking up stuff online, and I was trying to learn. But talk about width, it was the elastic band around the back.
Yep.
And the two thumbs, and grab the club and stretch.
Yeah, it's class.
The band.
I think
It's
it's
a good
brilliant.
one, isn't it?
I want to take a video of you doing this one, okay?
Yeah.
You do me one more freezer. Open up your phone there for me. Do one more freeze drill, and then we'll layer it into one that's not freeze. So we'll do 2 swings here.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll do a bit of a comparison on them. As wide as no wrist hinge as you can get it. Sounding nice.
Yeah. Hit.
Okay, so no freeze this time, and then we'll look at them.
So just short swing, no freeze.
Yep, same idea, just no freeze this time. You want to rehearse it so you can feel the length. Good, face is strong, everything's wide.
Very good one for the windy day. Qualifier.
Now, obviously, as we're working on this isn't how Dave's going to swing, because he's not going to hit it very far.
No.
So this is just about trying to get into the nuts and bolts of where his swing is breaking down, providing a way for him to practice. And maybe a range session for Dave, I would suggest, would be, let's do 10 freezers.
Yep.
10 freeze drills, do 10 without, and then get up into some fuller swings for 10 shots.
Yeah.
And you're using those 10 shots, obviously we've got the luxury of TrackMan, but if you haven't got that, you're using those 10 shots to go, how's it performing when I do this? Because what you'll need to do is then drop back into maybe 5 freeze, 5 without the freeze, into that sort of drill environment again, because this is basically, what we're doing now is like the stabilizers on your bike. You're going to need them a lot at the start. You're going to need to use them every so often, but you need to have some form of like performance-based practice to see if you're getting better at it.
Yeah, plus if I do this full speed, there's no chance I'm going to hit any of those spots.
If you can't do it at slow speed, there's no point doing it at full speed.
No, and it's interesting too as well on that, yes, the range, but also like when you highlighted how good my takeaway was, that was in a mirror. I did that like years ago.
Huge.
And I did that many reps that it stuck, and it's never really been a problem. Maybe I needed, so I can do this another 10,000 times.
I think if you stand at home and just literally right arm structure, if you think of the little bit of fold at the dress, you've got the right wrist at the dress here, and you're just thinking about that.
Yep.
And then it's wide on the way through.
Yeah, I can feel that.
So the radius of the swing's just wider. The hand radius is much, much wider, so we're not like getting here, which then, obviously, if we think of Dave and his downswing being here, he can't keep that because obviously he's too far away from the golf ball, so he's got to throw this to get to it, and that's just where it comes out of it.
Yeah, because if I'm like that and then I roll, the face will do that, which it's doing. Yeah. Whereas this,
let's do one for out from down the line to check the face. Okay, so.
Sorry, getting a bit excited. Okay. So I'll feel it again. Yeah. I feel just as good, but
it's okay.
Should be better.
Right. Let's put those across into your iPad again. What would be your normal average attack angle? Roughly.
It'll go 4 to sometimes 6, 7.
Okay, albeit these are slower swings, we're currently averaging at 1.4 down.
Okay.
So your last one there, you got 3-1 down, 2-8 down. You got a couple sort of leveled out while we're practicing. The freeze drills in particular are the really very shallow ones.
Because I'm not probably getting able to move over the same way.
So when you did it there, we've got an attack angle of 3.1 down, which obviously is way less steep. Which is just probably going to highlight the fact that we're wider and shallower at the bottom.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a good sign if we're almost halving the attack angle, albeit at slow speeds.
True. Okay,
right.
Good.
So what we're looking at here is a comparison to see this kind of, you know, what the pro center's doing, what we're referencing. So let's get you maybe back to P3. So left arm parallel.
Yeah.
Look at you here, left arm parallel. Okay, so when it runs on from P3, like P3 and a half, P4, top of the backswing,
that's where it gets rough.
You can kind of see a lot of what happens here. I mean, if you look at your basically upper body stops rotating. You got about 90 degrees of shoulder rotation here, and then they just like max out and stop. And then there's that, because the right arm goes so far behind you, the elbow goes so far behind you, that's when you start to see that little bit of this tilting towards the target.
Yeah.
Which again is just going to move the low point further forward and get you steeper. So this is where we are now, right?
It's mad, isn't
now,
it?
if you had another 15-20 degrees of shoulder rotation, that club sits about there, and I think we're done.
I know, it's class.
Right. So watch the difference in the downswing. You throwing up in your mouth?
Just wild, isn't it?
Okay, so
you can see my face.
look at oh my goodness, how much better is that?
That's mad, isn't it?
Look at that. Like, look at the space and time you have. You've no time here whatsoever. Stall out a little bit, throw. Look at this, the continuation.
How much more my head.
Look, your head's opening. Your neck, your head's opening. You're still creating a little bit of that handle lean as well, because you're obviously, even look at your hand position. If you look at the way your left hand's on there, see what's kind of having to rotate. You can see the left hand's already badge in the glove. It's already rotating pretty hard. Look, the badge in the glove's left of target.
Yeah.
Whereas here it's more stable. See that?
Yeah, way better.
So you can see the difference in the way through. Your whole neck, chest, everything rotating in the way through because you got width. That's massively different. Right? Now that's perfect. Now if we look at it from pro sender, and then we'll do the other down the line one.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's such a good training, isn't it?
It's very good. So actual swing, the very start. You know, takeaway is awesome. Stop rotating, lift. Trail wrist is a little bit, yeah, it's not extended enough. Strong position there.
Yeah, I love that.
Love how the shaft and arm, everything's together. So the club face you can see more on the right hand side of the shaft as we're looking here. Stronger face. Yeah. Left wrist is completely organised now instead of getting that long and that slightly cup with the left wrist. And basically, as we said, the reason the left wrist is a little bit cuppy is because the right wrist isn't extended enough.
Yeah.
Once you do that more, that flattens that left wrist out.
100%. Yeah, and that also brings a face stronger.
Yeah.
For me.
Now, if his face is stronger in the downswing, his body's going to react completely differently. Because it's open here on this side, he's going to have to really almost stall out a little bit.
Let it go.
Let the club throw to catch up.
Yeah.
This one on the right now, better position, stronger position. Watch how the body just reacts completely differently. It's just, the ball's being collected by motion. Look at the club face. Now, I reference the gapping in here. Look.
I know.
Look how connected your arms, your chest, your body as you rotate. Look at the stability in the golf club.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane.
And the thing is, it's so mad because I know, and my fixes and my feel on the course, like I said earlier, is like swing left, hold the face, and I can't do it from where I'm at.
Guys, this is nuts. David's an amazing player, by the way, and to hit it so good with doing that is hard, isn't it?
Which is why I'm going on this thing, because I know, like, all right, visually you look at my swing and full speed and it looks okay. I know it's fundamentally wrong, and I am just good enough to make it work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what if my swing was more technically sound?
100%.
How good could I be?
Because I said at the start of this, does Dave want me just to help him perform better, or does he actually want to get the fundamentals of the swing better in a bid to maybe down the line? Ideally, if Dave's got a tournament coming up in
20 days.
Yeah, so ideally,
Yeah.
We're busy individuals. We have loads of time to practice. This would be in January, and we would work towards trying to get this better. So that's another one. If you think you've got a golf tournament coming up and you need a lesson, you need to be doing that like 3 months before, probably.
Yeah, and
Dave's doing a thing we don't want to do.
We don't do that, and I said to you as well, because you said about making it more performance based, and I was like, yeah, that's I can do that, but I play with technical thoughts. I always have done, and I've played really good with it. I unfortunately can't, and a lot of people watching too, in a way, can't just swing natural or swing your swing and expect good results. Sometimes you do need a little feel. It doesn't have to be 20 things, but it can be a feel that you transfer into the shot you're about to hit, and that's just how I operate and play.
Well, I would suggest that if we give this technique to somebody who doesn't have the skill level of Dave, they could easily play off a 15, 18 handicap.
I agree.
But Dave's skill level is very, very high, so he can manage that to a level where he can shoot good scores. But the stability in that club face, how he rotates, how he turns, look how much more your head's rotated, your chest, your pelvis.
I know, you can feel that, like it's good.
It's completely different on the way through here, and that's classic sort of tour follow through position, kind of Fleetwoody, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you can see the nice bit of right side tilt here, maintain the spine, super amount of rotation. Whenever your arm's parallel to the ground, which is where that is, okay, if you think we're stopping, your arms are parallel to the ground, look at the difference of your body rotation. So because effectively, guys, what's happening, because this club face is stronger in the downswing, his body is reacting to that by rotating harder to stabilize the face.
Yeah, and it's mad too, because you feel like with left, even though right has been the miss because I'm saving it, stop it going left, and notorious like overdrawer of the ball, you think it sounds like you're fighting fire with fire by closing the face for a drawer, but in actual fact, the stronger I get this, the more freedom I have to rotate and hold it, whereas if it's open I can't do that.
100%.
I have to stall and flip. So awesome.
Actually fixed. All you need now is
easy
3,000 reps,
and I've only got 19 days.
But yeah, that's a nut. There's one other little, I guess, exercise you could do to overemphasize this, and just kind of touching on your last reference point there. Take setup for me, right?
Yep.
Just give you one other little drill. Let's say you didn't have pro sender and you wanted to work on something, and this is a good one for people who get the face really open in the downswing and have to shut it closed. If you set the golf club to like what P6 would look like, okay, which is just shaft parallel to the ground, guys. Right, so we set that. If I give you the chance now and said, okay, here it is, what have I got you to close the face more?
Yep.
Right, so now you're panicking because if you flip it, it's going to hit you in the left ankle.
Yep.
I want you to rotate back and just hit a little small shot where you stop here, right? So this face is really strong. You got to hit the ball straight. So again, you're forcing your body to really react to that strong club face.
And you can feel it all everywhere. Like a good way.
So, you just kind of get the shaft just to go parallel, strengthen the face, and then learn to control it and cover the ball with your chest more. And yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Now that's an environment where you're practicing in heavily exaggerated circumstances.
I'll be doing this today. Go home here, put the bouncy castle up for the kids, and I'll be sitting out the back going.
I think the key takeaway is obviously to summarise every single golf lesson. You're trying to get the student to say, okay, this is what I want you to work on. You need, make backswing again for me. You need space, which you can't have if you fold. You need, that's your golf swing in a nutshell. But then you rotate and turn, you're narrow, and you got to then dump all this out of the way.
Yeah.
So right arm swings are class for you.
Yes.
Right arm swings only. Really good, because if you think about your swing's narrow, so we looked at your golf swing and went, why do you stop rotating? Right? So take setup again for me. So from front on, if you turn around, actually, and let people see, Dave. So you make your normal swing, forget what we're trying to do here.
Okay.
So you make your normal swing. So basically, what's going to drive this further is going to be a wider swing. If he's narrow, that's going to really stop. Now, if you then really get that down swing, you get this wide to go further and keep the width, he's going to have to rotate more. He's probably hurting right now.
Yeah.
So if he's got the width, it's going to force this left shoulder to turn more behind him, which again is going to deliver the golf club with, you got more space and time effectively.
Big time, yeah. And I think the big mental thing for me is going to be doing a lot of slow drills and having that thought that I might hit it a little shorter just for a bit, because I know what I'll do to generate speed is I'll get longer, narrow, and far like this. So I gotta kind of just build it up.
Just just be comfortable. If your 7-iron for a minute or two goes 160, 162, I think you will get it. When you get more control over this and you get a swing that's wider and more powerful anyway,
yeah, exactly,
you're going to get up into your 170s pretty easy. Good there?
Yeah, better strike, a wee bit faster on that one.
It's good. And just even seeing from the numbers point of view, what we're seeing on TrackMan is the attack angle shallowing, which is important for you, I think. And again, attack angle shallowing because we're wider.
Yeah.
And again, if you think about being able to, Dave sort of referenced about trying to generate speed by the kind of throw, and that's the way he's matching up his face. If we give Dave like a little 50-yard pitch shot, that speed's never going to consistently hit his landing spot. I think that's probably what you're suffering with. You can't hit your landing spot all the time.
Yeah, and that's why even this will just stem right down into the pitching.
Yeah.
Where I get kind of leading edge, diggy that way, and it's too much ball speed. So if I can create that sort of width, I'm going to find it much easier to use the bounce and soften it.
Exactly, hit it, and have more lofted impact as well.
Well, that's a big thing. Yeah, 100%. All right, we'll try one more.
Yep, let's go. That's class. Do that again for me. Love that, by the way. Do that one more time. Look at the shoulder turn you've got now.
I know.
And look, your swing's so short now.
I feel the room here.
Brilliant. Room and time is the kind of key things for you.
A bit heavy. That's okay.
Would you say you probably felt like you play your best golf when you're in the course and you just think you've got all this space and time?
100%.
It's when everything feels rushed and narrow and stuck is when it's not nice.
I had 2 shots in recent rounds where driver was substantially right, and that like freaked me.
Yeah.
I hate that. It's not just right half or right rough or something. It was like fairway over, and I just felt like it was like this.
Yeah.
And I hate that feeling. And that's what I get when those little short wedges. It's like you're in here and it's seared, so.
Not nice.
Right, let's see one more.
Big wide. Right arm just feels like it's straight for you. You just don't want to bend it at all. Yeah, good there. That's way better,
That was good there.
And I actually think you, in that instance, you will, although you like to see the kind of the fade thing going, you can work on the face management of that as well.
That's pretty perfect, that one. Like,
yeah.
Path.
That's you in a nutshell, isn't it?
Low point attack. It's even 80 mile an hour too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay, sweet.
So we've got path, couple a bit right. What do we got? Path is.
Let me see. Pull that. So yeah. So path 2.7 right. Face half.
So that's you're basically gonna shape back to the target.
Perfect little draw.
And you got the low point a little bit less after the golf ball. The attack angle's down to 3.2 instead of your 5, 6, 7s.
Yeah, and it's still 80. That's
still decent enough speed for like what feels like a half swing for you.
Yeah. Awesome. Right, one more before we go. We'll try and ramp the speed up.
You're literally like such an ordinary student. Hit me one more.
I know. What time are we at?
Yeah, your lesson's up, mate.
I know.
The next one's
next
sitting
guy's
in here.
Sitting there in his car. Right, we'll go a wee bit quicker and just see how we maintain it. If we just see.
Backswing doesn't get longer. You can move more aggressively. Keep it wide. Better, Dave.
Yeah, that was good.
Much better. Just be content for a little bit of practice time to spend time with club path 2.6, face 0.7 closed.
That will play.
That's
and the
good,
divots
by the
much
way. That's
cleaner.
very, very good there.
Appreciate it.
If you can spend a bit of time with the freeze drills, the 9 to 3, as wide as you can get, you got to just think of your golf swing, stepping out and look at it like your arms are like this. They go here, and there's none of that.
Yeah, and that's
the reaction to this is that.
Yeah, and that's always been the way, and it's it just feels really, really good.
Good, as we say, it's
awesome.
Pro Sender.
Yeah, the Pro Sender is good.
Good tool. We use a few training aids, obviously TrackMan being probably the main training aid.
Yeah.
This one's class though, to be fair. Like, we do get sent a lot of different training aids and we use them and go, some are better than others. this is one I would say will like it'll last.
Yeah,
You'll
it's
use that
just
forever.
Yeah, and I really love the feel of it, and then once I get enough of it in, I'll be able to take it away and still feel it. That's what this is so good about. It doesn't put you in the position, as in like something straps you into it. You find it, and you feel it better, and that those are good for training aids. So
Happy
All
to
right.
practice.
Awesome.
Good work.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thanks guys for watching. If you stuck through that, it's probably quite a long video, but thanks so much. And again, check out Phil on his socials and stuff, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.